Hi everyone, Mrs. Olson here. Today's lesson is on India's caste system. So first I am starting in the course module in the lesson and assignment. And as always, the learning target is here. You have a link for the reading document. In this one, I actually created a video to read out loud the reading document. So if you want to use that, you can follow along. And I also define a few words in there as I read. And then, of course, you have your link for the actual assignment. Okay, so let's go to the assignment, which I already have pulled up, and begin with the learning target, which says that you are going to be able to examine a secondary source about India's caste system. So when we have a written document and we examine it, and here is our reading document, when we examine something, we are reading, we are defining, we're really looking at the ins and outs of everything that is written down. Okay? Now, a secondary source is something that was created. In this case, it was written later than the time period that it was written about. So, for example, when you read this, you will learn that the caste system was actually designed a long time ago. So, 1000 BC, kind of. So it was not designed in modern times, but this document was written in modern times. A primary source would be something that was created in the time period that it is writing or being created about. So this is a secondary source because it is written later than the time period that it is talking about. Okay? So on to the entry task. Now, if I said that a person was untouchable, what would you think of that person? Okay, so untouchable. If somebody is touchable, then we can physically touch them, say with our finger. We can give them a hug. We can actually touch them. If they're considered untouchable, what do you make of that? What would you think of that person if I say that they're untouchable, that you can't touch them, you don't want to touch them, something will happen if you touch them? So that's the answer, or that's the question that I want to know the answer to, and so you will write that in this space here. Okay, so if I were you, I would pause the video right now and then write your answer. Okay? Scrolling down. Here is the meat of the assignment. So first of all, you have to read this document, and if you want to follow along with my video, it's almost 7 minutes. I don't think it's quite 7 minutes, but that's how long it takes to read this, and then you can follow along as I read it. Okay? So in this first box, what you are going to do after you have read this document is you are going to create a sketch that summarizes what you've learned about India's caste system. So summarize, you look at the big picture, you look at the main ideas, the big ideas, and you put all of that into one drawing. Okay? And you're going to put that in this box right here. Okay. After you are done drawing what you have learned about India's caste system, you are going to go over to this box right here, and you are going to list keywords about the topic. Now, before we look at the document for keywords, one thing that I want you to think about is when I create this Word document, it might not be super easy to say right on the line. So to make your document look nice, you can take this line and just begin writing, right? So you can take out that line so that you don't have all of these lines askew and all over the place. And you can take it out and then you can start writing, okay? But that is there to give you a format to follow. So back to this. List keywords about the topic. So keywords may be Aryans, because these are the first peoples that went to or were part of India's history. The Vedas, you've heard of these before, were stories that were handed down, and that's partly where the caste system comes from. You could use the terms, the names of the levels of castes within the caste system, like Brahmin, the Kshatriyas, you could do that, the Vaishyas. Untouchables is probably a good one to put in the keywords. Okay, so this is the description of the untouchables and what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do. And then coming down here, it talks about a man that lived in the 1900s named Gandhi and how he called them this term, but today the untouchables like to be called this term, the Dalit. Okay, so that isn't quite 8, but in this section right here, you have 8 keywords to fill in about India's caste system. That's our topic. Okay, now when you get to this bottom part, you are going to be writing a paragraph that uses the 8 terms that you chose in this section here, okay? So this section, you're just choosing 8 key terms about India's caste system, and then you are writing a paragraph that uses all 8 terms here. All right, guys. I hope this helps you understand what you are doing with this assignment on India's caste system. Please let me know if you have any questions. Bye!